this was supposed to start at 3 o'clock p.m. or whatever p.m. it is in your part of the world, or a.m. But since my brain is just driving me insane, I screwed up my pelvic floor physiotherapist appointment. And it was actually at 1:15. It was actually half an hour ago instead of when I thought it was 1:45. So here we are. They managed to squeeze me in today, but my appointment isn't until 2:45. So I thought I would just pop on the live stream right now and give it a go, give it a chat. Not gonna lie, I've been struggling a lot lately I'm just not happy with where I am in my weight loss journey. I just think I can do better. I think I deserve better. I think I just have a vision of my life of what it should be and where it is supposed to be, but it's not. And I guess it's a matter of acceptance. I've talked about this on a live stream before, but I've always said I honestly did not imagine myself at 30 with a child. And if I was going to be 30 with a child, I would at least be married, but that's not even the case. But I literally imagined myself in Toronto, living that life, working, being financially stable, because I grew up in an environment where I was with a single mother and she was not financially stable. I wanted to make sure I had that and then have a family, perhaps, you know. But I guess everything happens for a reason. I had my kid at 24 years old. It is what it is, or 25. But here I am, and I'm not going to regret it. It is what it is. And I guess like I'm having all of these feelings and it's kind of translating to my body. I'm just not happy with where I am on this weight loss journey. And now my life has pivoted to this, and I'm just hoping, hey Mila, welcome. Welcome to the live stream. Thanks for popping by. I appreciate you. And like, I know people are saying I look good. I look leaner than the weight I'm at. I know, but at the end of the day, it's your own opinion that matters. But I just want better. I just want a better transformation. And where I'm going in life, my transformation is mediocre. I honestly believe it is. It could be so much better. Yeah, I lost 113 pounds, big whoop, but it's not really getting me anywhere, is it now? But that's where you got to put your head down and shoot for the stars. You just got to shoot for the stars. And if you land on the moon, it's not a bad place to be, on the moon. Anyway, we are going to talk about 5 tips to guarantee weight loss with Omad. I totally forgot what I titled this live stream, but I think it's going to be talking about the 5 habits I did daily to ensure weight loss. How I lost weight with Omad, because I kind of need a kick me up for myself to remind myself how I did this, because I've been struggling ever since I stopped counting calories and I went on that trip to Edmonton, and I've been struggling trying to get my Omad journey back on track. This has been now a month of struggling, but this is how I struggle. At least when I struggle, I find a weight and my body just sticks to it. So I'm pretty much just stuck at 185 right now. It's just not moving at all. But it's better to plateau and stay at the same weight than to balloon and keep gaining weight, because that's really hard when you wake up every day and you see the scale going up. And I think I'm doing the right things. Like, I did a very strict OMAD yesterday. I ate within a half an hour eating window. I'm like 18 hours into my fast and the scale didn't move. But I'm on my cycle. So I'm doing this live stream to help remind myself for the things that I did to get through this journey. So I have a list here. My top 5 tips to guarantee weight loss on OMAD. This is exactly what I did that I'm not doing right now. Number 1 is count your calories. Count your calories. I know I've talked about you can do the 23-1 intermittent fasting method without counting your calories. But honestly, if you want to learn weight management, you have to count your calories. It's exactly how I did it. I counted my calories from day 1. And I stopped counting calories because I got coaching advice to do that, just to not stress out about it. But counting calories doesn't stress me out once I'm in a routine. When you are in a routine with calorie counting, it becomes automatic. Like, it just becomes automatic. Where calorie counting gets stressful is when you stop calorie counting and you're trying to get back into it. And then it's a struggle to get back into it. But once you're in a routine with calorie counting, it's easy. Of course, if you're doing it for years and years and end, throwing in a break here or there is fine. But with Omad, honestly, you just need to calorie count until you hit your goal weight. And depending on how much weight you need to lose, most people need to lose, let's say if they're on a weight loss journey, this is going to be like an extreme weight loss journey. Most people need to lose at least 100 pounds. Some people need to lose less. Some people need to lose more. So I'll just say 100 in the middle. But to count calories consistently, to lose weight with Omad, and to get to 100 pounds down, that shouldn't take more than a year. I don't think it should not, because Omad is just that good. So tip number 1 is to count your calories. Tip number 2 is to eat within a 30-minute window as well. That just helps to keep things on track. It helps you to keep track of eating a plate of food. But like, I want to say this, the number one thing in terms of me losing weight with Omad and sticking to it is having a routine. Have a routine that works for you. I've thrown out suggestions on when you should be able to exercise or when you should break your Omad fast. Those are all suggestions to make things easier. But as long as you're doing the same thing day in, day out, it makes it easy. This is the key to losing weight. This is the key to weight loss, period, is make it habitual. Make it the same mundane, boring routine, and it will guarantee you weight loss. Weight loss is boring. There's nothing exciting about it. When you get into the rhythm of it, it's boring. The routine is back and forth, and it's doing the same thing over and over again. So my routine when I lost weight with Omad was waking up in the morning. This is before I ever got coaching with Cole, but it was waking up in the morning, it was weighing myself, going to the gym, and then taking care of my son, getting my son to school, and then spending the afternoon or the morning going to appointments, healing my brain, seeing doctors, seeing my concussion specialist, and then probably taking a nap in the afternoon because I had a concussion or still have a concussion because I'm having symptoms right now. And then I would wake up in the afternoon, pick up my son from school, bring him home, take care of him for a couple hours, entertain him, and then I would start my Omad meal around 6:00 p.m. It would be fully cooked, and I would be eating by 7, and it's done. So find a routine that works for you, and then I would be in bed by like 9. So as long as you're doing the same thing over and over and over again, and you're mundane about it, it becomes easy. So that's like my biggest tip to lose weight with Omad, is having that routine. I see a question here. Is it okay to waist train? As I do Omad, I'm doing 23-1. Yeah, I waist train. I use waist trainers. There is controversy about waist trainers, but for me personally, when I use waist trainers, it definitely helps to shape my waist. I strongly believe that my waist is shaped differently when I use waist trainers without. My purpose of using waist trainers, mainly anything, is to help engage my core, because my core tends to not engage properly due to whatever injury I had. But I've always had issues engaging my core, even before I gave birth to my son and all that nonsense. Even like, I remember, like, my core was one of my weakest parts of my body. I've now gotten it stronger through work and putting in the work, but I would never engage my core. So it's the purpose of the waist trainer is to remind me and to engage my core while I'm doing certain exercises. It's starting to get hot, so I'm gonna have to turn this thing on for a bit. And some people use waist trainers to remind them to not engage their core. It all depends on where you're at. But personally, in terms of shaping your waist, I like using waist trainers. I know people are like, well, waist trainers don't work, blah, blah, blah. But I'm sure it's really big in their culture. I personally like it. I've noticed a difference. For me personally, when I don't use the waist trainer, I don't like how my body looks. And my waist looks weird. But when I use the waist trainer, it kind of shapes me in this beautiful like V, like kind of taper like structure where, you look good. Like the waist looks good. My waist does not look good now because I'm bloated and I'm on my period and I'm fighting demons and all of that, mental demons, but it is what it is. But yeah, you can do waist training on Omad. It doesn't hurt at all. And Omad is probably or fasting, doesn't matter what fasting routine you do in terms of intermittent fasting or what have you. But I think fasting period, and when I say intermittent fasting, at least Omad, fasting for like 22 hours a day or more, is probably the best way to shrink that waist. Fasting targets belly fat. People don't like to hear that, but it's the truth. It does. It's just been evidence in my weight loss journey when I would lose weight and I throw in fasts or do prolonged intermittent fasting via Omad or do a dry fast or ADF, any of those versions of fasting, Omad and above. So what I consider Omad and above is Omad, alternate day fasting, dry fasting for longer than 24 hours, and extended fasting for longer than 24 hours. That is what I mean by Omad and above. Any of those methods, throwing it into your weight loss journey or waist loss journey, who doesn't want a snatched waist? I think everyone wants a snatched waist, especially us women. Throwing those in definitely helps you out with shrinking that waist for sure. All right, so tip number 4. I think I switched it. To guaranteed weight loss with Omad, throw in a keto Omad. Throw in keto Omad days. Personally, I did it with keto Omad through and through. I will forever advocate keto Omad. There goes my brain slipping up. Forever advocate it. I will. Forever. And I'm actually doing a keto Omad tonight. I'm going to try to jump right back into it. Throw in keto Omad days. Why? Because keto Omad just ramps up your metabolism. It switches things around. It keeps you in fat burning mode longer. You get ketones, so it's where your brain uses ketone. And why are you driving like that, you weirdo? Why are people weird? Like, honestly, I have anxiety around people. I'm in a parking lot, and now you have to come park beside me. That is fantastic. Oh my goodness gracious. This city is crazy right now. It's the Calgary Stampede, and I didn't realize how big the Stampede was. I thought the Calgary Stampede was just, it was about a cowboy thing. It's not. Like, Pitbull's here. I don't know, singer called Ross is here. Like, a whole bunch of people are here. Like, a bunch of politicians are in town. I didn't realize how big it was. Like, it's really big. If I knew Pitbull was, Johnny Reed is performing every night, and I love Johnny Reed. He's Scottish but Canadian, but lives in Tennessee. I didn't realize how big it was. So this city feels like Toronto does on Caravana weekend, but not as bad. Toronto's worse, obviously. Apparently 1 million people come into the city. It's all lively. Like, if I knew Pitbull was coming, I definitely would have bought tickets because I love Pitbull. But anyway, yeah, that person just scared me there because he was like driving into my car. The next tip I want to talk about is, I said throw in keto Omad days because it keeps you in fat burning stage longer. Your brain switches from using ketones as energy, and your body's able to utilize your fat, and it crushes your hunger and it speeds up weight loss. Like, I love it right now. I love it. So I'm definitely gonna attempt a keto Omad tonight. I've been struggling with it. Like, I prefer to do keto Omad, but with everything going on with my body, it's driving me absolutely insane. But I'm going to have a steak because every time, I don't know if anyone else has this problem, but every time I consume steak, it takes my body like longer than usual to digest it. And I think that's because steak is full of vitamins. It's full of B vitamins too, which I take to help. B vitamins are good. I take vitamin B2. It helps to digest fats, carbs, and proteins better, but I take it mainly for headache issues. But every time I have steak, it sits on my stomach for like the longest time. So I'm definitely gonna do a keto Omad tonight. I'm gonna have steak. I'm gonna have eggs. I might throw in some beef liver. I'm gonna try to get nutrient dense food so my body doesn't freak out. I'm gonna have some bacon, and I'm gonna go back to counting my calories. All right, so tip number 4, or I missed tip number 3. Tip number 3, that one of the mundane things I did on my Omad weight loss journey is that I exercise. Throw in exercise. Exercise with your Omad journey. Again, you want to throw in the exercise at a time that's best for you. If you're having problems with hunger, you want to throw in your exercise 2 to 3 hours before breaking your fast. Personally, I do well with Omad when I exercise in the morning. I just do well because I got into exercising. Like, the way exercise became a routine is that I did 80 Day Obsession by Autumn Killer Breeze, who is part of the whole body community, formerly known as Beachbody. And they always talk about working out at 6 a.m. It just came routine. That's how I got into exercise. I did home workouts. I was working out from home, and I would work out before my son would wake up because he was a toddler at the time. Work out, and then I would hop on a train and go to school. So that just came routine to me, just exercising first thing in the morning. And what I love about morning exercise is that you get it out of the way. There's no excuse to miss it. And hi, Jabba, welcome to the chat. Thank you. Nice to see you here. And I appreciate the thumbs up. Yes, for those of you who are around, please hit that thumbs up button, smash the like button, and if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button so you're able to join the chat. I don't know how long I made the subscribe button there for, because usually you can put a link, like if someone subscribed for like 30 minutes or something like that. I don't know. I forgot what number I did, but thank you so much. I appreciate all the support there. But you want to exercise. Get in some exercise. It doesn't have to be strenuous. Just start off with getting in some form of movement. I like to go to the gym. Right now I've introduced a pool. Do all of that and it's a win. So you definitely want to throw in some exercise. That's how I lost weight with Omad. And number 5, you want to fast for 21 hours or more. 20 hours of fasting days I did sometimes, but I was usually fasting 22, 23 hours a day. And the longer you fast, the more your body's going to depend on your fat. There you go, some fat there. Or is that skin? Who knows? It's probably a combination of both. Some fat, or your body will depend on fat for fuel. So make sure your fasts are longer. Other things that you want to add to your journey in terms of losing weight with Omad is that you want to download apps. You want to make sure you're tracking everything. Have a method of seeing your progress day in and day out. Honestly, repetition is the best way to learn. I'm going to keep hammering this in my head. Number one thing I need to hammer in my head is to count my freaking calories. You know what? I'm going to do what I did from day one. I had a calendar. I did have a calendar up, and then I stopped utilizing it because I was just all over the place with my issues. But have a damn calendar. Like calendar tracking, I've always been successful with it. And the reason why I've been so successful with calendar tracking, it's how I did it with when I got into routine with exercising. I know Beachbody or Body, they have a bunch of printouts that you can use where you track everything, and you would track your workouts Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You know you're doing cardio this day, you're doing upper body that day. And just having that visual just keeps it like scheduled. When you have things scheduled, it's easier to stick to it. And I don't mean scheduled to a T. Just, you don't have to have things scheduled by the hour or minute by minute. I can't do that. I know the most successful people in the world schedule their like days in like 1 hour blocks, or is it 15-minute blocks? That's what Elon Musk does. But I ain't no Elon Musk. But at least having a plan for the day, like jotting down like what your meal is going to be. You can do this first thing in the morning, what your meal is going to be. Visualize what you're going to have for your meal. Visualize that you're going to stick. That's what I did a lot in the beginning, was visualization. I would do this meditation by Andrew Johnson on the Insight Timer app, and he talks about visualizing yourself doing the habits that you need to do in order to get to your goals. So I would visualize myself every morning being like, okay, I'm going to eat 1,200 calories today, and I'm going to stick to keto. And how I'm going to do this is that I'm going to have, let's just throw out a random meal. I'm going to have some bacon. I'm going to have some steak. I'm going to have some riced cauliflower. I imagine myself eating that, and I imagine myself eating that at about 7 o'clock p.m. And then throughout the day, I imagine myself keeping myself busy, not getting, not giving into temptation. Another method is to do, whatever you're struggling with, let's say you're struggling with breaking your fast early. Take some time in the morning and imagine yourself not breaking your fast early. Imagine yourself feeling the urge to go into that fridge or go on that app. Hopefully you're not doing that because apps are very expensive. But visualize yourself feeling all the feelings that you're feeling to not stick to your routine. So let's say you're feeling those feelings inside. You're feeling like anxious. You're feeling like not well. Imagine yourself feeling that, going to the fridge and then being like, I'm not going to do this today. I'm going to stick to my goal. Have a little mantra you can say. Maybe like, I am powerful, or I am enough, or I am worthy to refuse this, so I'm able to stick to my goal, or I am worthy of having self-delayed gratification. Like, have that in your head Imagine that in the morning. Imagine you doing that and then closing the fridge and walking away. So when that time does come in the evening, guess what happens? It's imprinted in your subconscious mind, and there you go. You don't do it. That's how I got over binge eating. I really use that. That was through EMDR and following that meditation. Like, meditation is very powerful. I should do a video on talking about weight loss meditation or losing weight via meditation. Like, I should definitely do a video on that, because honestly, weight loss is 100% a mindset thing. Your mind at the end of the day. That's what it's about. Sorry, I gotta stop this car if we're ever gonna get these doors fixed. All right. So my next tip is take your electrolytes throughout the day. That's what I need to do. Right now, I don't need electrolytes. It's so hot here. I'm so thirsty. It's absolutely wild. But make sure you're taking your electrolytes first thing in the morning and drinking tons of water throughout the day. Water is important on Omad, whether it be water in the form of 0-calorie teas. Please avoid all sweeteners, because sweeteners will just increase your hunger. I don't know how I did it. Like, there were some days when I first did Omad, I had copious amounts of coffee, because coffee is a great appetite suppressant. But coffee also ruins your gut health. I actually took a fat burner today, which is in the form of a green tea extract and green bean coffee through InnoSup. So you guys will be seeing a video dropping by them, because I was just like frustrated with how my body's looking right now. Yeah, I'm struggling with that. I'm just frustrated because I'm comparing myself to when I was really lean, which was like a month ago. I was lean at like when I was sitting in the low 170s and my stomach looked good. And now I'm just like not happy. I'm like, what did I do? But I was told to do that to help my body heal. But at the end of the day, I was still getting symptoms. So it is what it is. So I'm just gunning. I'm really pushing to hit a new low weight. I just want to kind of get to the 160s, even the 150s, stay there, train hard, train like how I was training before, train hard so I can eat more and just like build muscle in like at a very lean weight. That's what I want to do. I'm gonna get there. It's just gonna take time. But yeah, what was my tip? Yeah, take your electrolytes and stay hydrated. Another thing is, you want to have a weight log, and this ties into this tip. Have a weight log and make sure that you are weighing yourself right before you break your fast daily. You want to weigh yourself right before you break your fast because it keeps the scale consistent. You do want to do daily weigh-ins, because daily weigh-ins gives you the information you need in order to lose weight. If you're not losing weight, or if you're on a weight loss journey and you're not weighing yourself daily, what are you doing? That is the number one data you need. You need to have the data to lose weight. Like, and that data for weight loss is the scale. Another form of data is taking pictures once a week or twice a week, or not twice a week, or every 2 weeks. Another form of data is taking inches. You can take inches all over your body, but the most important inch that matters is at the smaller circumference of your waist. That's where you want to take your inches on a weekly basis, I would say, because that will indicate fat loss. When you take your inches around your waist, that is at the smallest point of your waist. That is where it indicates fat loss the most. So you want to take your inches. That's another form of measurement. Keeping track of how your clothing's fitting, keeping track of your progress in the gym, or your progress with mental progress. You want to keep track of your mental progress. Like, how many days did you resist breaking off your diet? Like, when I first started, I did that all the time. I would track the days I would mess up. That's so important. Keep track of the days you mess up. And then for 1 month, I messed up maybe 6 days. And then I would be like, the next month, you know what? We're not gonna go more than 4 days of messing up. So keeping track of your mental progress in that way. How many days are you improving in terms of you maybe messing up your diet or messing up your routine? So it's important to just be aware of what you're doing, because awareness is powerful. Weigh yourself daily, have a weight log, which is just listing your weight in one column and having your calories in the next column. And the weight log allows you to adjust your weight loss. If you're looking at your calorie count and you're seeing that, hey, the weight's going up, bump your calories down by 100. The weight log is going to give you so much information. You can use the weight log to gain weight. It's the same thing. Gain weight is the reverse. All you got to do is do the same thing, record your calorie count. If the weight's dropping, increase your calories by 100. The weight log is just so powerful because it tells you your maintenance calories. It tells you when you plateau, you get to know your body more. You understand how your body responds to different forms of exercise. You understand how your body responds to maybe lack of sleep, or you did this day and it was a very active day. Like, having all of that knowledge is power on your weight loss journey. Because the reason why people fail is that they see the scale go up and then they don't understand why the scale's going up, even though they're counting their calories. Like, look at me. I'm in this situation. Well, the scale didn't go up for me. The scale's just not moving. Like, for me, for example, I'm weight logging right now. I did Omad perfectly for yesterday. And I went to the gym. And what did the scale do? It just stayed the same. It stayed the same. So I know there's a part of my brain that's freaking out right now. I know. But me having the info from the weight log and me understanding, hey, my cycle's supposed to start tomorrow. Literally, it's supposed to start tomorrow. Then I know, okay, it's water weight from my cycle. Because normally when I do a perfect OMAD like that, I'm dropping 3 pounds. So, it's just like the more knowledge you have, the more power you have over your journey. You're not going to be stuck in your emotions. You're not going to be stuck in the struggle. You're going to be like, okay, this is the reason why A, B, and C is happening. So that's like really important in terms of losing weight. Have all the data. If you think it's too much work, then you're not ready to lose weight. Are you willing to put in the work? I don't even think it's too much work, because eventually this all becomes routine, and it's just like brushing your teeth, taking a shower, going to work. It all becomes routine. I hate when people are saying, another thing I don't like is when people are saying that when they're losing weight and they're afraid to track their calories because they're afraid they're going to become obsessed with their calories. That's not going to happen. You have to get over, what you have to do is learn how to separate the emotion from the data. You're getting upset with tracking your calories because you are not trusting the process. You are not understanding that it's just a calorie number. You're putting too much emotions into it. And that's where you got to do the inner work. Like, I was reading a book today, The Power of Positive. I forgot what it was called, by Michael C. I was talking about it in a live stream. I was reading it at the gym, and he talks about how there's 2 types of people in this world. There are pessimists and there are optimists. The pessimist sees everything wrong in every situation, and they will go from 0 to 100. I'm definitely struggle with that. And the pessimist mind tends to lead to the depression mind. So, for example, I forgot to, like, for today, I'm late for my appointment. That's why this live stream is starting now. And they were able to fit me in at 2:45, which is I have no idea, which should be soon. Oh, wait, did it say 2:20? Yeah, I've been on this live stream for a while. And basically, my mind goes from, oh my gosh, I forgot my appointment. I'm not going to heal from this concussion. I am so stupid. Like, why am I pathetic? Blah, blah, blah. Or the scale doesn't move. And I jump to like the worst thing and I ruminate. Whereas an optimistic person, they see the situation in a way that setbacks are temporary and setbacks can be accomplished in a set of time. Setbacks are not permanent. Whereas the pessimistic person sees setbacks as a permanent event. It's not. So, and in the book, he was talking about how someone who's pessimistic can become an optimistic person. He gave an example of a wife and a husband routine where the husband was so pessimistic, like his daughter was in the crib and the daughter didn't hear something. So he's like, oh my gosh, my daughter is deaf. And because his grandfather was deaf and he thought he gave a bad gene to his daughter, and he just went down a spiral. And his wife, she went in and she investigated, and she's like, no, you see, she's not deaf. And then she took out a book and she read that, oh, newborns don't really respond to sound that much. But she's like, I will book an appointment with the doctor, and, and we'll deal with it. So the wife is the optimistic person. So the wife did that. And then the wife carried on with her day. She exercised. She did her routine. Whereas the husband, who's the pessimistic person, kept ruminating. And he's like, I'm horrible. I gave my daughter this horrible gene. And he went on and on and on and on. And then Monday happens and the daughter's fine. The daughter, he went into the room and the daughter heard everything. And he literally put himself into a depression because of his worldview. And I do that a lot. I beat myself up. Like, I'm pissed off that I missed my appointment. I was upset that I missed my son, and I beat myself up. So someone who's struggling with counting calories and they think they're obsessing over it, it's the pessimistic mind. You're thinking that like you're becoming too attached to it. So it's so important on this journey to do that inner work. Listen, I'm not perfect. I'm just sharing me what I'm doing to overcome, because I'm overcoming a lot right now, as plenty of us are on this journey. Hey Nick, welcome. Thank you. Setbacks are temporary. Yes, I'm so glad I picked up that book. I wanted to sit down on the bike and read it. I just was on the recumbent bike reading it. I wish I had more time, but I had to take my son to his football practice today, which was really fun as well. And even there, I have a story where I was being pessimistic with that, and my son called me out. And in that book, he talks about how like the optimism sees that it's all temporary. It's a temporary situation. It's not permanent. It's not permanent. And if something, you know, that is difficult, that may be slightly permanent to happen, we will adjust. There will be ways to work around it. There's always ways to work around things, always. So I love this book. I'm so glad I listened to that podcast by Sean Croxton. But when I go to the gym tomorrow, I'm going to sit on the recumbent bike for a good hour, and then I'm definitely going to read that book. And it's like a great way to get in cardio, and I'm able to read better when I do that. So yeah, just having that mindset, you know, and that's what you need to translate to your weight loss journey. Setbacks are temporary. You can overcome them. You just need to adjust, and you have the power within you to make it happen. All right. Next tip, expect plateaus. Expect plateaus on your Omad journey. I'm in one right now. It's an annoying plateau. Expect them. They will happen. But what you need to understand about plateaus, magic things are happening with plateaus, not only physically, but mentally. Eventually, when you get to your goal weight, when you hit your goal weight, you have to get used to the scale not budging a lot. You have to get used to actually kind of staying in a plateau. You have to get used to not seeing the scale go down. So plateaus are just lessons to prepare you for the future. Plateaus make you stronger, and plateaus are much better than gaining weight. Plateaus are not a bad thing. Reminding myself that. Where is like, there's like multiple parts of my brain, like this part of my brain, this Daniela, this strong spiritual Daniela, can she come out more often? And can we like crush the emotional Daniela? Well, like, let's just get rid of her. No, that's not true, because I have a big heart and I'm very loving, but sometimes it's just easier to be a psychopath. I shouldn't say that. No, I'm definitely not. I care too much. But like shutting down those emotions, like that part of me, that logical part of me, it's there. It's there. But I've got to, you know, remove it from layers and layers and layers of trauma. But, you know, plateaus are not a bad thing. It's okay. And I'm on my freaking cycle. And I should be blessed to have a cycle. I should be blessed that I'm this fertile. I should be blessed that, you know, I can have a baby whenever I want, but I don't want to do that right now because I don't have a partner. Well, anyway, we're not going to get into that. But like, I should be blessed I have all these things, that I get to have a period, that I get to hit a plateau, that I've lost over 100 pounds. Like, I have to remember this stuff and not get caught up in what I don't have. And that's like a lot of, you know, that's where people get unhappy on their weight loss journey. They're focusing on what they don't have instead of focusing on what they have. Instead of focusing that they're actually counting the calories, that they're actually embarking on this weight loss journey, even though they're failing and struggling. We have to remember that. We have to remember that. Next on my little list. Yeah, expect plateaus and learn to get through them, because you have to get used to seeing the scale not moving, because when you eventually lean out, the scale isn't going to move much, you know? So you got to get used to that. Another thing you should do on your journey is learn to take breaks. Take breaks where it benefits you. So for example, if you've been going hard at the gym and you're doing OMAD and you're feeling exhausted and the scale decides to plateau, guess what you're going to do? Take a break and see what the scale does. Because sometimes, listen, weight loss actually happens in the kitchen, number one, but it tends to happen at times where you take a break, because then your body has a chance to focus on burning that fat. Your body has a chance to not focusing on recovering. So it's good to take breaks with exercise. Another place to take breaks is with eating. If you are struggling, throw in a fast. I definitely do plan on doing some extended fasting this week because I have no idea what's going on with my body. But not only that, I want to do an extended fast because it makes me feel better. And throughout my OMAD journey, I always did extended fasts. I would fast for 48 hours, 2 to 3 times a month. I would sometimes do alternate day fasting for a week. I would do 2 48s back to back. So I'm looking at introducing a dry fast on Monday because I believe my son's grandmother is going to take him. So I can be able to focus on doing a nice dry fast and getting through it because mainly I want to do it to reset my mind mentally. I always feel so good after an extended fast. I feel heavenly. I just feel great. I feel divine. I feel like there's a reset in my mind. It's just not like I don't like to extended fast for weight loss. I like to eat or, do it in the kitchen. But sometimes an extended fast is just necessary. I see your comment, Nick. I got to see where I am so I don't miss another appointment here. And it is, what time is it? 2:35. All right, I've got about 5 minutes. I think I'm going to, so I can keep track. I'm not far from my appointment here. I'm actually at the mall right now. One of Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I hate it. I should have checked my bars. I normally check my bars to see how much bars I have. I might have to get better cell service because I don't like this happening. Nick says, I hear you. Plateaus can be frustrating for me, but my body is healing in other ways and needs the rest period. Exactly. They can be frustrating, but plateaus are it's just work. It's just our body doing a thing. There's nothing wrong with plateauing at all. And I feel like I want to say I shift my mindset, but I'm not because I'm pissed off. So I didn't. I still have work. Yeah, I am frustrated. But to be fair, let's be realistic. Have I been consistent with OMAD? No, I haven't. I wasn't consistent the day before. I was consistent yesterday. So how can I get mad at my body for holding on when I'm not properly doing what I need to do? That's why I kind of am doing this live stream to kind of remind myself of everything I did. Number one, I counted my calories. I didn't do that. Number two, eat within a 30-minute eating window. I didn't do that. Number three, I have on my list here is, throw in keto OMAD dates. Number four, learn how to take breaks. Number five, fast for 20. Well, I've been doing the fasting part, which is a good part. But I always say that when it comes to losing weight with OMAD, the fast doesn't matter. It's all about your eating window and it's all about the calories. OMAD just boosts your weight loss. That's all it is. Listen, you can eat 1,400 calories, 15, 16, if you're a man, 1,800 calories throughout the day. However, it won't be as scale friendly as eating those calories within a half an hour eating window. That's what people need to realize. OMAD is literally just compressing your calories within a half an hour eating window or an hour eating window to get a more friendly scale trend and to boost up your weight loss. If you do it the other way, you might see a weight drop of 2 to 3 pounds a week. With OMAD, you can get that in a day or two. That's the beauty of OMAD. It just is like it's like weight loss on steroids. It just boosts weight loss in a different way because if you're throwing in the fasting. This person says, I've been on a weight loss journey for 2 months for OMAD. Can't wait to get to my goal. That's nice. How much weight have you lost? 2 months on OMAD is a solid amount of time. That is for sure. That is awesome. I honestly always say that I wish I started my weight loss journey on OMAD because it makes it simplistic. Like OMAD's just awesome again because it's scale friendly, and having a diet that's scale friendly is definitely encouraging. You don't have to see that scale not moving. It's not moving right now. Why? Because I'm not doing OMAD. I did OMAD yesterday, but the day before I ate a snack at midnight. That's not doing OMAD properly. But when you do it properly, you eat within a half an hour eating window, you fast for 23 to 22 hours a day or 20 hours a day or more, and you stick to that eating window. Listen, that's all you got to do. Stick to that eating window. Make sure you have your electrolytes. As long as you do that, the scale will be friendly to you. The scale is not friendly to me because I am not sticking to it. Yesterday was day one. It's been a battle. I've been up and down and up and down. And I can't get upset for the scale not moving when I haven't been consistent for it with like more than a day. Like, I can't do that to myself. But again, I'm struggling right now just with the flare up, with everything going on with the stupid concussion. But I keep fighting. At least I'm not putting on copious amounts of weight. At least I'm still not obese. I've crushed obesity. Obesity isn't going anywhere. I'm meaning that I'm not going to become obese again. Eventually, I want to get to the point where I'm stuck in the overweight category, which will probably be 165 pounds or less. Once I'm there and I'm in the normal category and I never see the overweight category again, I will be very happy. Anyway, guys, I got to cut this live stream short because I got to go to my appointment. Sorry for the time mix up. I just screwed up my appointment time, but I appreciate you guys. Oh, I'm going to answer this question or read this out. I don't use a scale, but I've lost 2 inches on my chest and 2 inches on my hips. 3 inches on your waist. That's the one that matters. The 3 inches on your waist. Way to go. That means you are killing it. Congrats. Congrats. Inches are a great way to measure. If you don't want to use the scale, that's fine. As long as you're using something, because inches at the end of the day kind of represent the scale in a different way. But anyway, I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm going to cut this live stream now. Make sure you smash that like button and join me on this journey if you haven't subscribed. And there will be no video today because I'm in my feelings. So there was a live stream. Anyway, I got to get myself sorted out. Maybe I might have to take a few days off to do that, but send you guys my love. Take care.